Got my dice ready.
And we're live. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining us for another episode of Aetherseed Cycle of Stars, our D&D live play game. As you may notice, this time around, we have a set of little bars under my name, which are our follower goals and subscriber goals for the month of May. Not much left and likely going to be carried on to June. The way our goals work is if any or both are fulfilled, or for any of them fulfilled, the players of all the different games running on the server will get a benefit. For the Aetherseed cast, it means a collective luck point that they can use to survive. But for that, you need people to follow and or subscribe. Of course, the follower goal is much larger because it's free. Some channels can do this shit weekly. I can do it monthly and still not get there.
Help us out, guys.
You're gonna need it. But anyway, welcome everybody to our second episode of our D&D campaign. Before we begin or dive into things, we'll go around the room and we're going to tell you who they are and who they are playing. Let's do it on a clockwise manner on the overlay. So starting with Ash.
Hi, I'm Ash. I'm playing Daggerbert, thief. Unbeknownst to the group, I've snuck in here, although Daggerbert may have let out a little clue that's been picked up by the rest of the group.
Yeah. Errol.
Hi, I'm Nate. I'm playing Errol. I'm a police officer and shit just got really weird.
I wouldn't say so much as it's not just simple police officer, more homicide detective.
So I work for criminal investigations department, specifically in the homicide department, and even from my line of work in a world of magic and murder, things got real weird today.
Okay, Jade.
Hi, I'm Jade. I'm playing Will-O-Wisp, or Will as she likes to be known, and all I'm going to say is hair, hair, hair.
Hair, hair, hair. And last but not least.
Hi, everybody. I'm Kat. I am playing RaQui. I'm a medical examiner and known for being called in to consult on the weird and wonderful cases. So, yes, seconded. It got a bit weird last session.
The world of Aetherseed is in many ways like our own. It is a world of interconnectedness, of cell phones, of YouTube and internet celebrities. But it is also a world that has had magic forever. It only is now industrialized and mass-produced. It is a world where people carry items along the way, their phones having the capability of giving the ability of casting cantrips or giving them special abilities from these things called filament modules, which are essentially kind of like SD cards. The characters have these equipped and have a set, every piece of their gear has a set of slots where they can put in these modules and give them special abilities. And this is a world where having a magic knife or a flaming sword is considered quaint and really not something you do anymore. Now you just go to your store, buy the little SD card that gives you a flaming sword and pull it into your actual sword, which those are still around. Though some things, no one is ever going to use a dagger anymore. They'll just pull out a military combat knife because that's a lot more useful. Last time, and leading on from our session 0, the characters in the different lines of investigation and concerns found themselves in a factory for the company known as Mordacorp, a multinational conglomerate that is more or less responsible for most of the general goods and food found around the world. This was their candy factory in the city of Boishet in the country of Meru. They all found themselves there and were trapped as the place was hit by a bomb. Will had just magically transported from another country following some folks that she knew that were being led astray by someone she hadn't seen in a long time. RaQui was there following on an investigation of a recently deceased individual who had died under very suspicious circumstances. Errol himself was called there by a colleague because some markings had appeared in the building, some graffiti that had been a recurring element of some of his previous cases. And Dagobert himself found himself there because, well, he helped the person who set up the bomb infiltrate the place. And in the process of fighting them and all the various candy monsters that spawned when the culprit removed the mana regulating item in this Magitek facility, which caused all the magic around to simply go awry, he called out to the assailant by name, and it was something that was picked up by the rest of the group. In the end, they managed to defeat all the monsters and restore calm to the facility by activating the 3 regulator valves around the factory floor. And now, as always, as soon as things calmed down, the authorities rushed in. They took care of any injured that remained, not that many. Mostly the party. Everyone else in the building had likely been already killed by the troops of gummy bears or turned into chocolate zombies. But now we find ourselves right after, as they are being brought out to be handled by paramedics and being checked for injuries or wounds. And in the case of Dagobert, being swiftly surrounded by enforcement officers and escorted to a nearby I'm going to say, Dagobert, that if you wish to hide anything on your person, now is the time to do so, and you need to tell me what you're attempting to conceal, and I will have you make a roll for it.
I'm going to dispel my rapier, my Kriskov pistol, and my light armor. And I'm going to try to hide the mana regulator.
You don't have the mana regulator. Mana regulator was taken by Biros, remember?
Well, what was it I picked up off the floor?
You picked up the module reader that he had sent and used to cast that essentially Skittles elemental.
Yeah, I'm going to try and hide that.
Okay, make a sleight of hand check.
22.
22. I will make a roll when time is right. If anyone patting you or checking you finds the item that you have sequestered. But for now,
I'm also going to try and hide.
Okay. Oh, you're
also going to try and hide my 2 combat knives.
Okay. Make a roll for each of them.
First one is 25. And the second one is 10.
10. For those, I will roll immediately because they are weapons and they do check you for weapons as they remove your other stuff, your backpack and even your weaver, which has, of course, access to your modules which have weapons and such. So if you give me just a moment, I will make that roll. That's a 16 for the first one and a 11 for the second one. So as they pat you down, you basically, You stand, you move, and you shift your arms ever so slightly to make the knives kind of slide up and down your sleeves and every part of your body where you can kind of move them. And basically every time they pat you, the knives aren't there. And you go into the back of this police car, fully armed and hiding this other item. On that note, you are fully, everything is taken from you, and because they took your weaver, the basic assumption is you don't have anything more magical on you, because usually that is where most people keep magical items. Though I will tell you that if anyone rolls or casts any form of detect magic spell, they might be able to detect the fact that you have that reader. It'll give them a bonus at least. But for now, it doesn't seem to be the case. RaQui and Willow, you are escorted outside the building. And I do remember that at the last moment when the situation had been described to you, you had been told that by Detective Rodnar, who was the Minotaur detective, that you were in Washington City, which to Willow was a complete surprise because you were originally in another country altogether. And you were a bit confused.
Yeah, so I'm going to kind of repeat. Well, wait, where did you say I was again?
Sorry, miss, did you hit your head by any chance?
No, I didn't hit my head.
Oh, very well, as I said, this is, as you should probably know, Washington City, the capital of Meru.
That was not where I was moments ago.
You see him and his partner, who's a hobgoblin, exchange a glance and say, perhaps you should come with us and explain us the full situation. In fact, I will say all of you are coming with us to explain the situation at the precinct. If you will follow us. We'll take you first to make it the paramedics who will help you with any injury you may have.
Please. I need healing.
Yeah. RaQui, the turning sense of doctor, if you will follow us as well.
Sure thing.
Errol, you had just been told that you should talk to your partner, Varys, who was injured in the explosion.
Yeah, I think at the end of last session, I'd sort of said, look at that one, and walked off to find Varys. So I guess I'm heading towards wherever they're treating.
Yeah, you find a bunch of ambulances. They all have a bright green color on it, which is it kind of identifies the emergency services, the medical side of things. Washington City, much like Meru, uses very traditional colors for their different sides of emergencies: blue for police, red for fire, and green for medical. So, if you have people like paramedics and everything, they usually take care of all the things. As you're walking towards them, and this is for everyone, I will say for Errol, I would like to have you roll a perception check, because you are actively looking for Varys. And for everyone else, I will say for Will and RaQui, and even Dagobert, actually, this is a 10, this is enough. You're all looking around. You see that aside from all the police and paramedics, there is a bunch of volunteers, just people helping out, and they all seem to be wearing these almost like vests on top of their clothing, but the rest have all these like sparkly, swirling patterns of butterflies on them. The butterflies actually move across the clothing.
I rolled a 9.
You're too focused on Varys and you don't notice it. You're looking around. You do notice them, but you don't notice the details. It's just, volunteers, whatever.
I rolled a natural 20.
Well, your passive perception already let you do it. That was for your guys. Your passive perception is passive perception was high enough to handle it. That was why I explained it.
Okay. Sorry.
So you notice them. To you, for those who notice them, you can make a history roll if you like.
Yeah, I will. Oh, natural 20, 24.
Nice.
I also rolled another natural 20, and that is wasted completely.
Not wasting all the natural 20s.
Yeah. This is a good die. I put that to the side.
You know, those who rolled high on that history check, you know that those folks are starlings. That's why I have all these shimmery things. They're basically the fan club. Like, they're the followers, the fans of a public figure known as Lauren Starlight. Lauren Starlight is a virtual celebrity. It is basically an AI character that has its own basically ArcNet, aka internet following. It is a virtual idol, basically. But this virtual idol has a lot of involvement in like self-help and growth and volunteer work and charity. So they're very famous, and their followers are all over the place. Just they usually help out in emergencies or in situations where charity is possible. For Will, you know that in many cases they're not that active outside of, like, in Meru they're big. In other places of the world there are some, because of course it's an international celebrity, but Meru is kind of its home ground.
Mm-hmm.
But even where you were from, even in Felinor, you occasionally saw them like being part of like homeless shelters or food kitchens or that sort of thing, because helping out and helping others is kind of a big part of that fandom's identity. For you with a natural 20, I will also tell you that the other thing you know about them is that, yeah, they're good with the charity bit, but they're also incredibly intense. They have that internet fandom level of intensity where they almost treat it like a fucking religion, and they're trying to shove it down your throat at every opportunity. Yeah, they have that quality to them.
Avoid.
Yeah, they have that that particular quality of internet fandom where it blurs the lines with religion.
Okay, cool. Lovely.
For you, Errol, you eventually find Varys, and he is stretched out. He's over a stretcher, but he looks different. You see that his left arm is exposed, and the skin on it is stark white. And I mean, not even slightly. I mean, not even beyond albino. It is white as a white paint on a wall. And part of his face has the same coloring, and actually that side of his face doesn't have actual elven ears.
Does it mean anything to me?
You can make a history or nature roll.
I'm great at all of those things. Oh, I rolled an 18, and it's probably all I'm going to get. Let me double check. History. Yep, 18.
From the physical traits that you're looking at, this means that Varys is likely a changeling. He's there being treated by by a medic, just checking him over. He has some. While the part of the skin you can see exposed, some have the usual tone before, the tone you had seen before, and the elven characteristics. Even the parts are just white. You see that he's presenting some nasty burns in some places. So the medics are both using both a combination of spells and just medical techniques to help dress some of the wounds and deal with some of the pain.
I wander over to his good side and kind of put my hand gently on his shoulder.
Hey, Errol. He says her for a moment. Says, you're out. What happened? I just something rocked me. Sorry, I'm a bit loopy. They got me on some good shit.
Good. The good shit's always good. You got blown up, my friend.
He kind of looks to us and says, yeah, I think that would explain it.
Yeah, you pushed me. Thank you.
You do the same thing.
If I keep getting my partners hurt, then just maybe look after yourself next time.
Sure.
I'm a big man. I'm a big guy. I can take it.
Sure.
You
sure.
worried me. I'm glad you're okay.
I didn't know you cared. And it just goes to it tries to smile and just goes like gongs out. And the other guys go, finally, he's out. We're going to be taking your partner to the hospital and we'll let you know. We'll inform you once he's awake. For now, he needs to rest and we need some of the healing elements to do their work.
It's okay. Keep me posted.
You do see that as soon as he loses consciousness, the entire mask disappears. And you're seeing he's still dressed as before, just his entire face changes.
Still have his ridiculous yellow coat on.
Yes. It's really singed, torn in places. It's kind of like a half coat at this point. But his Dick Tracy-like yellow trench coat is still more or less on.
Errol, he pats his shoulder gently and kind of like moves off to go find wherever Rotnar took the others.
You find that you've all been taken care of, patched up. You're all back to full health. Though you're still bruised and such and hurting, which will continue on for at least another day. Except Dagobert, who is he came out unscathed. The power of hiding.
I think I'll find Rotnar and kind of just briefly tell him what I saw in there.
He jots it all down. Says, yeah. So he told you, see Varys?
Yeah, they're taking him to hospital.
Good. He's okay, but he's okay, right?
Yeah, he was conscious when I got there. He's not now, but
yeah.
thanks.
Cool. We're kind of gathering some testimonies. A lot of the plant folk kind of got out with us, but so far we've not heard anything from the people already inside. From what I gather, and from some of the puking officers that are coming out, that what remains in there is not pretty.
No. I will mention the Choco zombies, like the people, and then I also want to mention the Biros turning to ash.
Oh, so that was we got that because I think the doc kind of got angry at us for just bursting through the door and kind of spread the ashes.
I heard that. I was moving. I will say all three of these people did help fix this mess.
Yeah, though it's something. I mean, you also mentioned that the other guy knew the the
Yeah, he's
culprit by name. That's
suspicious.
yeah, and also the other one says she's from Felanor, so and was there before now, so even in an old, I mean, it's possible.
It's weird.
Certainly possible. It's a bit convenient, but we'll follow up with Felanor police, see if we can, track down their story.
Yeah, that's what is this case, man? What have I walked into?
Hey, I just got here because the manager was dead.
Well, I think you got more than just a dead manager on your hands.
I mean, yeah, definitely. Now let's just, take a rest. Let them look it up, and we'll see you at the station. This is going to be a long one.
I'll head down. I'll let the captain know what's happened.
Yeah. Good luck with that.
She doesn't like me. Whatever. I'll go.
You all are taken care of and eventually escorted to the Boise police, one of the many departments, going mostly like police headquarters in this one. And you are brought in and placed individually in different, essentially like interrogation rooms. Though you are still being, you're giving all the comforts, food and drink and everything. And RaQui, you have basically official credentials, so your testimony is taken much quicker and easier than everyone else. You're a known entity, and you have a certain degree of trust that you can basically cash in at this moment to, not be made part of the official investigation in terms of, being interrogated kind of thing. Errol, you are the detective on scene. You are being looked at for, leading this as much as possible. Though you are called in by the captain. You immediately, as you come into the department room, where everyone is sat down at their desk, they kind of all look at you and kind of give you a clap of you survived another one. Immediately the captain's door opens and the captain just leans out, points to you with two fingers, and goes back inside.
I give the department like a keep moving.
Yeah.
Just go straight to her office.
You go straight to her office, and as soon as you come in, it says, shut the door and sit down.
I do as I'm told.
So before you, as you know, was Captain Renora Lorraine. She is an elven woman. She's also black. And by this, I want to clarify, this is not that she's a dark elf. She's just a high elf woman who is also black. She has beautiful, long, curvy hair. The guy always kind of seems to cover the left side of her face. Blue eye, you can see one blue eye. And she's just wearing your standard cop attire. So she has a business shirt on, pants, and a tie that is very much she kind of pulled it off because she looks tired and haggard, as many captains do. You can see behind her a holster with the Kriskar pistol base on it, and beside the holster are three little pouches, each with a crystal, essentially the reloads for the pistol. She's like, okay, so Varys is in the hospital.
Yeah, he was. I saw him before they took him. He was conscious. He's a bit burned up, but he's okay.
Okay. Give me just a moment. I need to fix something real quick. There we go. That's what it needs to fix. Sorry about it. Just making a little adjustment here on the overlay. Let me pass that on here. There we go. Oh, I also need to fix something else. Now that everything's moved. Whoops. Apologies.
What's happened?
No, I just moved the overlay a bit and it made everything else move a bit. Okay. Boom. There we go. Now it's fine. Just okay. Varys is hurt. That's he jumped in the line of fire. That's fine. And that's fine. Run me through it. What happened?
And just give her.
Well, why
A to
were
B.
you there in the first place?
We spoke about this before I went.
Oh, right.
There was
Yeah, the graffiti. Whatever. Sure.
And I literally went down to have a look at something and the whole place blew up around me.
Okay. So talk to me about the people there. The people apparently you fought some stuff with. We know the doc. She's fine. She was there following up a case. Tell me about the other two.
Janassi was apparently already there. I found her and the doctor together. She says she's from Felinor and was in Felinor moments before this happened.
Right. Do we have any
Seems
confirmation?
Shady. Rotnar is following that up now, I think.
Okay. About the last one.
Didn't get his name. Halfling. So there was a man who absorbed the mana regulator. The halfling, pointed at him, shouted at him by name, and fired on him. Called him Biros.
Okay.
So obviously knew him. Said man absorbed the mana regulator, popped into some white spandex like some kind of superhero wannabe, jumped off of the platform and turned to ash.
What is your passive insight?
Passive insight.
Yeah.
13. It's not very high.
When you say that they shift into like a white spandex and turn to ash, you do see a little twitch. It's almost the barest hint of recognition what you're saying.
I note it and I stop explaining and I'll wait to see if she's going to say anything.
Hey, can you bring the doc in for a moment?
Yeah, I'll go get her.
RaQui, you are sitting down comfortably. Someone's handed you a coffee or whatever you want to drink. And you are just there waiting to be cleared before you can get back to work, basically.
Dr. MriTtyur.
Hello?
Captain wants to speak with you. Think it's about Spandex guy. Biros?
Sure. I'm bringing my coffee.
Pretty sure that's allowed.
Okay. You bring your coffee in, sit down, says Dr. MriTtyur. Can you run us through your thoughts on the situation? Particularly, I'm interested in your thoughts on the person who turned to ash.
Well, I might have a bit more information about that if people hadn't, stomped all over my crime scene straight away. But I've seen this before. Several times before. One of the bodies that we found at the house, or we believe to be a body, was in exactly the same situation. It was just ash. I'm not sure speculating without more evidence is wise, given what this could relate to, but it's not good.
She just for a moment looks at you, then turns to the door, says, Ave. And the doors lock and all the blinds shut off. And you're left in basically the room goes a bit darker. He says, speculate away, please.
I've dealt with cases before where I've been called in because all that's been left is a pile of ash. And I've never been able to link any hard evidence to anything in particular. I've previously had case notes on these cases disappear and vanish. I think there is an organization out there that has the ability for their agents to disappear into a pile of ash. Wherever these piles of ash come, nothing good follows.
She makes another gesture and the door unlocks and blinds come up again. And she says, okay, Detective Ramanesh, I'll order you to put all the people involved in this under protective detail for the next foreseeable future. At least a week until we get to the bottom of this case. Because I agree with your assessment. And if my own experience on the matter is an indication, for the next few days, you are all in incredible danger. We're going to prepare a safe house for you to be led to, unless any of you wishes to make other arrangements.
Just how much danger are we talking here? And we're saying everybody that was in that room.
Basically, every of you who saw the culprit, you're likely in a lot of danger right now.
Wait, I take out my phone and I scroll to that picture I took of him.
You took a picture of him as he was in the hoodie or after?
It was when he was in the hoodie.
Okay. We'll use this to get any information if we can.
Because it was when he was still holding the regulator.
Yeah. Okay, we'll use this. And she basically says, send me the photo.
I'd send it to her.
And she goes, okay. She forwards it up to the required folks and says, we'll have people look into this and try to get any information from the subject. In the meantime, I need you all to be safe. Errol, once you've taken care of this, if you wish, even though I'd like to put you in a box with the rest of them, you're free to go if you wish. I know your partner got hurt. I know you have a stake in this. If you want to go back to the crime scene and have a look, you're free to do so. Same for you. You know what? Let's do this, because I'm talking over myself now. For the next hour, or today, I want to know what the halfling was doing. And if you two want to go to the crime scene and see if you can pick anything up, I'll allow it. But at the end of the day, I'm moving you all to a safe house.
I will need to go back to my hotel to pick up all of my
We'll send someone to your hotel to pick things up for you. Or send you with a protective detail there as well. Rodnar will be in charge of your protection, along with Palik.
With respect, ma'am, I was in uniform when I got there.
You're a detective. You don't have a uniform.
Well,
you're a plainclothes detective.
But I announced who I was as I went through to let everybody as I came through know who I was, and not to panic when they saw me as everything was on fire.
And?
I'm happy to take these people to the safe house, but I don't want to leave my family without protection in case anybody did hear my name.
Very well. If you wish, we can move your spouse to the safe house as well. Though I'm fairly sure we won't be able to move your parents because they have a lot more political pull than I have.
They might be okay. I'll let them know what's going on, at least.
Do keep light on the details. This is, as of right now, all of this information is classified.
Of course. I'll just tell them that they need to be safe. Very
well. Doctor, is there anyone we should let know? Anyone you have close close to you that is local that we could help out as well?
Nobody local. Just make sure somebody keeps an eye on Volderies for me.
We always do. Because he asks us to do so. It's a bit paranoid, that one, but... And she kind of gives her a moment, like a glance at Errol, says, nothing I'm not used to. Okay, and now I need answers from that halfling gentleman. So go get them.
Okay. On it. And I gesture to let RaQui go first. I'll open the door for her.
Before I step out of the office.
Nate, can you mute your mic? Because I'm getting the echo, because you're both in the same room.
So before I leave the office, I just turn to Errol and say, I don't know what your protocol is, whether I can go in with you or whether or not I can observe, but I need to know what he knows about that man.
At this point,
the captain looks and says, "You're free to. I'll allow you to go into the interrogation, but I will leave Errol to lead this one."
Thank you.
I'll have Rodner and Polik on standby in case you need it.
Okay. As we leave, I'll go over with RaQui plan of action then. Talk to the civilians, possible suspects, head back out to the crime scene. I guess you didn't really get to do much of an investigation. I'll cover you if you want to go back. I'll come with you.
So, yes, I mean, I'd like to go back. How much evidence there is going to be, I don't know. I get the impression you've never seen this before. You might think that your captain is overreacting, but she's not. She's really not. So if we can go back and collect what evidence we can, but this is the first time I've ever come across somebody who knows the person that's ended up as Ash. So he's going to be the biggest part of this.
Okay, let's go find him.
Dagobert has been left inside interrogation room 3. I will say before this, Dagobert, you were put inside this interrogation room. You were handed like a plastic cup with water, some food, like a sandwich or something. Is there something you wish to do while in this interrogation room?
No, he's just gonna scoff the sandwich, have a drink. All his kit's been taken off him, and he's just going to consider what he's going to say.
Okay. You guys open the door, and Dagobert is there, sitting, looking very innocent.
Okay. I see that he's got an empty plate, so I'm not going to offer him anything else to eat, and I'll just sit in front of him. I've tried to make myself look more presentable on the way here, because, I mean, I was also in that burning building and crawled through some rubble.
Okay, so I would assume that Errol in the lockers has a change of clothes.
Yeah, he just looks a little bit less burned up.
Okay.
I didn't catch your name in there, friend. And I pull out my notebook and start taking notes.
It's Dagobert Swiffer. You may have heard of me.
Have I heard of him?
I will say make a history check.
3.
Doesn't ring a bell. Though, well, if you like, you can. You have a smartphone on you. Your Weaver is a smartphone, so you can always look that up.
I look at and I just look at RaQui and say, "Well, should I know you? I'm not."
do you read many blogs? I'm a investigative journalist. I've had a few pieces out.
I do a quick search through, just top result.
Daggerbird, it's his profile. You do see that there have been several articles published. A lot of them on industrial corruption and sabotage and espionage. Basically covers shady dealings in corporate environments.
Okay, so legit then.
Sounds legit.
Gosh, I can't write notes quick enough.
Whilst this is going on, can I change out one of my Weaver modules?
Yeah, of course.
And use my look-see.
Okay. Look-see is essentially detect magic.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can set that up.
So I'm going to do that whilst Errol's asking questions.
You knew. I'll just get straight down to this. Let's be straight with each other here. And the quicker you're honest, the quicker we can get the hell out of here. Who was Spiros?
He was a guy I met today. Today was the first day I met him. His name's Biros. I describe him to the finest detail I can. Yeah, I met him today. I thought he had a lead. He asked me to help him get in here. Next thing I know, I'm waking up after being knocked out to a building on fire. I'm on the top floor, and there's stuff on the walls attacking me. Zombies made out of chocolate. So it's a good story, but what caused it? I don't understand why this happened.
I'm watching real closely when he speaks, and do I believe everything that he's saying?
I will say, make an insight check. I mean, I will say that Daggerbird does need to roll deception, because while most things he said are straight up true, he did say one element that is not. So we'll see if he can successfully hide the falsehood amongst all that truth.
Mm.
Am I also able to roll an insight check?
Of course.
I rolled 16. Well, 13 plus 3.
Yep.
I also got 16.
I got 23.
Yeah.
He's intense, but he looks honest and confused.
And how did Biros contact you with this lead?
My hotel. I've always got my details of where people can contact me online, so I wasn't surprised when he turned up. But I thought it was just another lead.
Can I get the address of this hotel, which room you were staying at?
Yeah, I'll give you all the information.
You say this is the first day that you've met him. What was the lead he spoke about? What were you trying to find here?
He just asked me to get him into the factory.
So he asked you to get him in. This wasn't a lead for your story.
I thought it was. I thought it was going to show me something when we got in there. And all he showed me was that he wanted me dead.
Well, he wanted a lot of things. One more time, go over with me. He came to your hotel room, asked you to get him into a factory. No word on why, just asked you to do it, and you just went along and broke into public property. Well,
I didn't break anything.
This is no public about this. It doesn't get more private.
I meant to say private property.
I'm an investigative journalist. These conglomerations, these corporations.
But you
they're
make it
all
a
doing
habit
something
to
shady.
follow random strangers into criminal activity.
I didn't know it was going to be criminal activity.
Well, I mean, it's criminal activity the minute you break into somewhere.
These guys are hiding behind their money to break the law every day. Seems to be that if you've got £1 million, you can throw along, lose it. You can get away with all sorts of things. Sometimes it takes a little stretching of the law.
So then
to
why,
make sure the truth
if you
gets
broke
out.
him in there, why would he come to you and not some thief if he was just going to try to kill you the minute that you got inside?
Well, I presume, not being part of that, like, I've heard there's like a Phil's guild. I'm assuming that if you kill a thief that you've employed, they're going to kill you. Obviously, I'm just an investigative journalist. I've got no one looking out for me.
But you're well known enough to have published articles. Killing you would be somewhat overt.
He left me in a building that was burning. I presume he didn't think there'd be anything left.
I don't know. Something doesn't seem.
There's a knock on the door.
I excuse me, and I go to open the door, lean out.
You see a man in a suit with a briefcase.
It's a lawyer.
Yeah. He says, "My name is Argos Chamomile. Is my client in there?" He looks in. Yes, he is. This interview ends now.
Okay.
Really quickly before it ends, did I pick anything up with my detect
Make a
magic?
perception check with advantage.
18.
That is not enough to beat Dagobert's sleight of hand check from before. So you look him over, you don't notice anything on him that is of any magical nature. Especially because his own weaver has been taken and confiscated for now. Says, if you will excuse me, I need to confirm with my client.
I nod. I give Dagobert a look that's like, interesting. Guilty people lawyer up fast, and I leave the room and I try to find whoever might be kind of around to just say, take this information. We need to know what's at this address.
They give it to a couple of plainclothes officers and they rush out. Is there anything else while this conversation is happening? Is there something you want to check?
Anything that they took off of him, and he's just I just don't believe him. Did I see him? No, was I unconscious at that time? I didn't see him jump into the thing and pull that thing out.
I'd say you were in between getting knocked out and getting back up,
Yeah,
and you were too focused on getting things done at the moment to take a look at what was going on 3 floors below.
Yeah, I'm just paranoid and the story doesn't quite make sense, so I just don't believe him.
Okay. I'll say make an investigation check. And in the meantime, Dagobert, you are there, and the man who steps into the room is Tea Leaves. Just completely dressed as a lawyer, and you can see him has like a card. The full thing looks legit. He goes, Mr. Swiftfoot, and he just puts up clicks on the briefcase, opens it, and then turns. Okay, I've put up an illusion that will show us to them talking about nonsense. We have about 5 minutes before it fades. Tell me what the fuck happened.
I did the job. I got Beerus in.
Okay.
As soon as I got him in, he knocked me out. He strangled me.
What? Doesn't make sense.
I woke up to the building on fire. I managed to get downstairs, and he was taking some regulator from this factory.
Okay.
He put it into some sort of device on his arm. A big white suit popped on him. He jumped down, disappeared into a pile of ash on the ground.
What is your passive insight?
10.
Oh, I think with you knowing Tea Leaves as much as you do pick up immediately. The moment you say a pile of ash, the tone of his own skin turns slightly ashen. He just goes pale for a moment.
What have we gotten ourselves into, sir?
I think Beerus is dead. The real Beerus. This wasn't. I don't think this was him. Because I've known of Beerus and, bit of a dick. Most of the alumni of that place are, but I think this was one of the quiet. Which means, well, my boy, you're in danger right now.
Okay. I need these guys to think I wasn't involved. Can you give me any information on the real Beerus that might help?
Yeah, I can do that. He just brings out a little note and just starts writing shit down. And then gives it to you and basically gives you his real address in this city, because he's a local. And basically information on some past deeds, including some legit ones where he has, much like you, worked in more legitimate things, and he's been let's say what Beerus does is he's a corporate spy, but the way he does is he works his way into a place, gets their trust. Basically, he does long cons. He gets their trust, gets shit to then either blackmail the victims, or get information to the highest bidder, and then oftentimes he covers it up with some form of expose, like being a whistleblower. So it does kind of align with your own area of interest. And he realized it seems to be like a pattern for members of that, let's call it school. Like information and manipulation of information in some way is always a part of the covers, because it helps. It gives you all the information, says, I need you to memorize this, and then eat that paper if you have to.
He reads it.
I'll just have you make let's make it an investigation check. So you can, if you have your proficiency, you can use it.
Yeah, that's a 3.
You read it, you will remember a few things off the top of your head. I will tell you, will be able to remember one item of this list off the top of your head. The rest, you're gonna waffle on.
Okay.
So which piece of information do you want to keep?
His surname.
His surname. His surname is Ramel. Biros Ramel. Oh, Ramell.
Okay.
Okay, the illusion is gonna fade just in a bit. I'm gonna stay in here and basically move any conversation into a very unhelpful place. But if I'm not sure how these people operate, but it's been my experience that some form of protection, if they offer protection, take it, because they'll likely be able to protect you more than we be able to on our own. But if not, I'm going to try to persuade them to do so. Because I'm fairly sure someone turning into ash is going to raise some flags. And I'll just close down my my briefcase now. And he closes it in the illusion fades for anyone who might be watching. Errol, what was your role? You're muted.
I rolled a natural 20 for 23.
Woo! I will say in this case, with that natural 20, Dagobert, please tell Errol everything that was in your backpack and everything that is in your weaver.
In my backpack was infiltration tools, a disguise kit, calligrapher's tools. My wool weaver had edge on it. My weaver has palisade, which calls forth a rapier and a crystal pistol frame. I'd say it got first aid on it and Luxie.
Okay, so to explain to everyone watching, as I've mentioned in the previous session, and we'll continue to mention it all, like in the future, everyone carries their smartphones can use these items called filament modules that replicate spells or give special abilities. For example, the one that he mentioned called Edge gives him a +1 bonus to damage, to all damages. Palisade, it generates magical armor, almost like mage armor, but with this one it creates a light armor. There's one for medium, another one for heavy. And the other one that he mentioned was it Armory?
Yeah, Armory.
Armory lets him store actual weapons in like a pocket plane. So most people who have weapons in this setting don't carry them around. They're all stored in their weavers. So just to make a gesture and they appear. And the last one, Luxie, is Detect Magic. It gives him the ability to cast Detect Magic. It has several charges before it runs out, but it's Detect Magic nonetheless. In fact, something I will say that I should have said at the beginning is that this is for both players in chat and everyone watching. At the end of our session, I'll leave about 10 minutes where if anyone has any questions about the technology or the setting, they can ask me and I will elaborate. And so in case anyone is interested, we can definitely do that. So just in that case, when that comes, just jump in the chat and drop any question you may have. But for now, that is what you find, Daryl. So he does have an armor generator and has weapons generation.
No notebooks, no recording, like nothing to take notes with. Nothing.
He has a calligraphy set that has paper and all to print on, but I would say with a natural 20. On his weaver, does Dagobert have any notes of like a case note or like a half-written article relating in any way to this?
You asking me?
Yeah.
No, but he will have notes on his previous work.
So you find old articles, but you don't find anything relating to this particular event.
So suspicious because he just turned up here for no reason, kitted out with his weapons and his armor, and no.
I will make a history check, and as a cop, I will tell you have advantage on this roll.
Ooh, that's helpful because it's really helpful because that's bad. Wasn't much better. I don't think I get any bonuses. Was it history?
Yeah.
Yeah, 13.
13. One thing you know that is part of the law, and it's something you deal with from the moment you're a little baby cop on the streets,
Little baby
is that if you have a weaver with a war weaver or spell weaver attachment, you need a license for that. And that has a legal requirement, has legal paperwork, and it's something you can validate.
I go look for that whilst he's talking to his lawyer.
Okay, I will ask you make an investigation check, and I need Dagobert. I need you to roll a deception check with a +10 bonus.
Oh, it's not much point in me rolling this. 17.
18.
Oh, so close. You look for the paperwork and everything seems legit. If you had rolled higher, you would have found out that the paperwork is false. If you didn't, now I'm telling you straight up, so you don't suspect this in any way, Nate. The paperwork is legit.
He's just suspicious. Errol's suspicious.
He might be suspicious, but the paperwork is legit. His license is legit. I mean, it's not unusual for normal people to get licenses for this kind of stuff. It's like a weapons license or a magic license. Anyone can acquire it if they prove they are responsible adults and can carry such things. And, it's almost like basically a driving license, or in the US, a license to bear arms. And he does have a license for it.
It's still weird that he's gone armed, kitted out, but not for nothing about a lead or a case or anything. It's still weird. He's still suspicious. I just don't have any proof.
Yep. What do you do?
I convene with RaQui and just say, I'm not finding anything that I can pin him here for. But, do you agree with me that he's suspicious as all hell?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I tried to see if I could detect any magic. I couldn't pick anything up whilst we were in there, but something just doesn't add up. 1 minute he was following a lead, and then the next minute he wasn't following a lead. The guy just wanted him to get him into the building. It doesn't make sense. It'd be interesting to see how he responds now that his lawyer's been in.
I'll probably be able to keep whatever his story is straight. I've sent people around to the address that he gave us for his hotel room. I'm not expecting to find any notes about this place there either, because I don't think that's true. Maybe we just be honest and tell him he's in a lot of danger and he should just be honest with us.
Will, you're sitting there and you've given all the details that you. How many details do you give them of your day?
I basically tell them everything, and I also ask if I can make a phone call regarding, one, an alibi, to prove that I was in Felinor earlier on that day, but also to say I will take the job because I'll be calling up Lord Envy. Is it what he wanted to be known as?
How things change.
I know, but this is interesting, and yeah. And he can corroborate that I was in Felinor.
Okay, I'll have you make that call to Lord Invelis Mulling.
Yep. Right.
So you get an immediate from an assistant says, Lord Mulling's office.
Oh, is that I've got it here. Is that Ariana?
Oh yes, this is Ariana indeed.
Right, it's Will. I've got myself in a bit of a situation, and I was just wondering if you could corroborate that I was in Felinor, and apparently right now I am in Maru.
That's a big trip to take in a day, but you know.
But they don't believe that I was in Felinor earlier, so I was hoping that you could obviously confirm that I was. Also, the job that was, well, the proposition, I think I will definitely be taking that up, as I have some information regarding the investigation that Lord Mulling wanted me to look into.
I'll just transfer the call and you can have that conversation with my lord himself.
Thank you.
There's a bit of moment and you hear the usual waiting call music coming out of the speakers, and then it says, Lord Mulling's here. Hey, is that Will? Hi. I didn't expect to hear from you this soon, or at all, to be honest. So what's up?
Well, I've got a very interesting story for you.
Okay.
And I am currently in Maru.
Did you take a flight or a teleport there after we spoke?
Well, no, I went to chase after somebody because some people that I know went missing, ran through some graffiti, ended up in Mordecorp and in Maru, and fought some jelly gummy bears cookie monster
I'm sorry,
thing,
but you're not making much sense. I apologize.
No, I know. So, yes, I'm currently in a police station because they don't believe that I could have got from Felinor to Maru in a short amount of time in a supply closet in Mordecorp factory. I guess it's a factory.
Okay, and what is it you wish for me to do?
Just confirm that I was in Felinor, but also I would like to let you know that I will be taking you up on that proposition.
Right. Okay, I can confirm to them we had a chat this morning. But I can't confirm where you've been the rest of the day.
No, that's fine. Just the conversation, because they don't think that I was in Felinor at all, from what I can gather.
Okay. Sure. If there's anyone there, I can let them know immediately. I can send a. You know what? Yeah. Just give them my number. I can corroborate anything they want.
Thank you.
As for the proposal, let's wait until you return home and we'll have another chat about that, okay?
Okay, sure. I've got some very interesting things. So, yes. Yep. Okay, that's fine.
With your passive insight, I immediately tell you that the moment you tell me I'm basically in prison in Maru, I need you for an alibi, you're just jumping ahead like, I'm going to accept your proposal. He's like, sure, let's talk about that one later, shall we?
Yeah, well, I didn't say I was in prison. I just said that I was in a police station.
And that's close enough. It's basically, I'm going to wait until you're clear of this before I attach my name to you.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I'm just also, like I said, got loads of information. But if he can confirm that I was in Felonor, then at least
You give them the number and they go away to follow up with their stuff. Is there anything else that Will is doing right now or wishes to do while still in this interrogation room?
It depends if I have if I have my Weaver with me with my picture messages.
It was taken from you for a moment, but it has been handed to you, but all the modules were removed.
That's fine, because I just want to get the picture message up that was sent to me by the local shelter.
Yeah.
And that I'm assuming would have a timestamp on there.
It does.
So then they would also see that there was a timestamp of a place, and and the conversation regarding me basically going to that place in Felonor.
Sure. It will be there, but I will remind you that much like in the real world, just because you have a photo of a place, in the photo was sent to you, you didn't take it, and you have a message, does not mean in any way that you weren't somewhere else.
True, but I can also kind of corroborate, like, I can be like, these are the conversations, these are the people that I was with, they've gone missing, and ask them if they have any information as well, because that's why I ended up in the place I was, because I was trying to find these people.
Okay.
So I'm going to be completely honest with them the whole time, because I've got nothing to hide.
Okay. We go back to Errol, RaQui, and Dagobert in the other interrogation room. Argos, the lawyer, Mr. Chamomile, is sitting there next to Dagobert and says, "Detective."
Mr. Chamomile.
It's Chamomile.
Chamomile. Apologies. Look, I'll be honest. Dagobert, your story isn't adding up fully to me, but I can't find anything to confirm those alarm bells. However, I once again would like to be honest with you. You're in real danger right now. And anything that you aren't telling me could help not only protect you, but protect everybody else that was involved today. You obviously don't like this Biros guy. You shot your weapon at him. Why protect him? Why protect whatever is happening?
I wasn't protecting him. All I knew was his first name, Biros. But talking with my lawyer here, I described him. We think we might know who he was, but I might have his surname. Is Rimmel.
Hey, man.
Biros Rimmel. Maybe you'd be able to find something about him online. And if you see that his description I gave you was the same.
Yes, Detective, from what I understand, my client heroically helped in the efforts for you and others to survive, and
Yes.
you're claiming that he is in danger. And so instead of offering the courtesy and making all the efforts to protect his life, you're here antagonizing him.
I am trying to solve the issue at hand. I didn't once say that he was the one who perpetrated this, but
I
he
didn't
has
say so
himself
either, but
admitted
you are
that he is
here.
involved.
You are here actively antagonizing him, treating him like a suspect.
He's admitted that he is the one who let this person into the building.
My client is an investigative journalist. It is his job to go to places where people hiding secrets.
So I'm an actual
If you read
detective, and it's
many
my
of his
job to solve this
exposés,
crime.
they all start with a whistleblower telling him where things can be found.
So your whistleblower blew more than just a whistle.
That is in no way my client's fault.
Except for the part where he's the one who broke in and let him into the building.
Do you
which
have evidence of such a
subsequently blew up.
break-in?
Yes, he admitted so.
Do you have evidence, hard-cut evidence of such a break-in, a broken window, a scratched door, anything? Or is this just words?
Yes, your client's words when he admitted to doing so.
My client just admitted to investigating the place.
We can continue playing this game or we can get to the bottom of it. Either way, I would like you to know that there is a safe house being prepared. Whether I think you're suspicious or not, you are in danger.
Then that is the first sensible thing you have said, Detective. And I will advise my client to take the protection offer that you are presenting. But if I find that you're using it anyway to harass my client further, I will, well, if I have to take you to court, Detective Reminesh, neither your family's money nor all the money that you already have will protect you.
I'm not interested in protecting myself right now. I'm interested in dealing with a very dangerous criminal. One who is connected to your client, whether you like it or not. You're not the one under arrest here, sir, Mr. Dagobert, Mr. Swiftfoot.
Then please stop treating my client like a suspect. And instead, treat him like a person needing protection, which he is.
He will be protected. I still believe there are definite holes in this story, but
my client has already given you a valuable lead. You have the real suspect's name. You should follow up on that. Isn't that what you all do? Investigate?
What we're doing. Well, I tell you what, then you sit tight and we'll continue investigating.
We will do just that. Though, do you...
Coffee?
No, we're fine. And you do know that there is only a limit on how long you can keep my client here.
He can be moved to the safe house as soon as he wants, as soon as it's ready.
We want that as soon as possible then.
Of course. And I tap my fingers on the table and get up to leave. But I once again just give Dagobert a look that's like, you are shifty as hell.
Is RaQui doing anything?
Kind of just taking it all in. I don't trust any of them, but I can't really ask any questions that the detective hasn't already asked. I'm just trying to observe and see if I can pick up on anything.
Okay, before you head off, you have chance to do any action you like.
I don't know. No, I think I'll leave it.
Very good. You step out. Will, you are... Detective Rodnar comes in, big giant minotaur on a suit that is almost like tearing at the seams. And he just comes and says, Miss Soul, we have followed all our avenues of investigation, and we can confirm that you, at some point in the morning, were in Felnor. Having said so, there is still very real possibility you traveled here after that, and we have yet to be able to confirm all your alibis. But the only thing I can say for now is that until such a matter is resolved, and we can confirm with our colleagues in Felinor, you will be asked to not leave the city, and we will be providing a safe house, a form of accommodation where you can stay, because you and the other 3 individuals who were there, including our own Detective Ramanesh, you are in certain degree of danger from what happened. So for the foreseeable future, we will be providing accommodations for you and have a protective detail around you.
What do you mean that I'm in trouble?
I didn't say trouble, I said danger.
Yeah, sorry. That's why I meant, but what do you mean I'm in danger?
I don't have all the details. They're being still coming in, but something about the culprit of the bombing still being out there puts you and the others in danger. And we will, until we can clear this matter up, we will be providing protective detail. Until such a time as we can perhaps help you get back home or something else comes up. So please stick around. We will be moving you to a safe house in just a few hours.
I don't know where I don't really know this place, so it's not like I've got anywhere to go because I might get lost. So I'm just going to sit here. I'm not moving.
So as this happens, I'm going to ask Errol and RaQui one thing. The daylight is burning at this point. It's been hours. Because in between checking things and investigating and talking and moving around, time has passed. You are getting closer to the end of the day, at which point you will need to be moved to a safe house. Is there anything you both want to do before that happens? Or are you perhaps leaving the investigation of the crime scene for the next day or something? Because right now you would both know that the crime scene is being secured. And the own crime investigation teams are going in and checking things, but that's not going to be like a 1 hour thing. It's probably going to take, it's a big place. It's not going to take more than a day.
If you want to go to the safe house, now and go investigate tomorrow, we can. If not, we can go there now. I'll call my family on the way. But we need to be quick if we're going today.
I want to go and get a preliminary idea and just make sure that they're securing it properly.
Okay. We can go have a look. Captain said we could. We won't be the only people there. There'll be officers there securing it.
Yeah, because they did a really good job of that last time.
Because civilian safety comes first, I'm afraid. So we're going there. I think we're going there now. I'd like to call my dad on the way and just really briefly say, call Mum, go somewhere else that's safe for a bit.
He doesn't answer, so you basically leave him a message.
If he doesn't answer, then I try to call Mum.
That one does what it says. What do you want, Errol? I'm busy.
Yeah, busy. I can't get hold of Dad. You need to get somewhere safe for the foreseeable. Something happened. Something not good.
We're perfectly safe where we are. But thank you. And she hangs up.
I send a heads up message to Corin.
You do get called back. It says, babe, what was that? What?
That was there'll be officers coming over soon. You should go with them.
What's going on?
A building blew up.
Yeah, I heard about a factory going up. Were you there?
I was there. Things got weird.
Are you
Really
okay?
Hun, real strange. I say real strange, like real strange.
Okay, but are you okay?
I'm all right. Bit banged up, but I'm okay.
Okay. So what is this about people coming in that I should go with them?
Well, I mean, as long as they're police officers, you should go with them. There's a
No,
safe house.
I was gonna look out for the first rough time. It says, yes, take me on to adventure. Fuck's sake, Cyril.
It's not the day. It's been a bad day. It's been a real bad day. I can't really tell you.
Are they taking me to where you are?
They're taking you to where I will be in, I don't know, a few hours.
Okay, then I will go with them. Otherwise, they're going to lock this place up and put up some, protective spells around it.
Hey, I even phoned Mum.
Oh, honey, I'm so proud of you. Did you have a good chat?
She said 3 whole words to me. It must be a new record.
That's an improvement, babe.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'll pack some things, get you some clothes as well, and see you there. Get some of your toiletries, and we'll talk when we meet up. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. Love you, babe. And
Love you too.
And he hangs up.
And I give RaQui a real sidelong glance as I get into the car. Like, say fucking nothing.
Does RaQui
laughing to
RaQui,
herself
with your
on the
passive
inside.
insight, you read the expression perfectly.
I'm just like, no.
She's laughing on the inside.
Yeah. You get on the car and drive to the crime scene. And we're going to take our 10-minute break here. And we'll continue after the break with the rest of our story. So go get something to drink, stretch, and we'll see you in about 10 minutes with the rest of the episode. See you in a bit.
I didn't like you either then, clearly.
There we go, and we're back. Just as we were discussing how nobody likes our characters. So we come back and we move straight up to the Mortar Corp facility, still being checked by emergency services. So firefighters and everyone checking the structural integrity of the building. Police have cordoned off the entire place. And there's crime scene investigations taking place. You immediately, RaQui, notice Volderies, the Gitzerai medical examiner is there. He's more or less kind of coordinating the efforts. So you can easily tell that everything is likely on good hands. And there are a couple of detectives, you don't recognize them outside, and plainclothes officers, but most of the people who are inside are either, emergency services who are just still kind of making sure that everything is structurally sound and that the building won't finish coming down on people, or crime scene investigators just, in their full plastic suits and little booties going in and out, taking photos and everything. It is a very busy place.
Okay. I'll cover you.
So I'm going to head over to Volderies and just ask him if he's found anything yet.
Oh, Dr. RaQui, welcome. Everything is all right. It is a big place. Things are happening. We're still sorting through some of the chocolate people. Trying to see if we can find some form of ID, but in some cases, even their skeletal structure has turned into nougat. So it makes acquiring dental records a bit difficult because some of their teeth have melted. we're fairly sure that none of the gummy bear individuals are individuals, as they kind of melted, and everything else of a candy nature has reverted to being just candy. We did find the remnants of the mana regulator housing, but we haven't found anything on the premises that would indicate its construction, like what was inside this regulator. It is a case of in my notes, in my report, I will, of course, mention that we might need to contact Mortar itself and get the plans for the factory and specifically the regulator. The plans for the factory are usually public record, but internal technology and regulation stuff, that is usually more of a private affair that you need the cooperation of the company. Aside from the scattered piece of ash that we found that corresponds with what you mentioned, what I can have from some or preliminary reports that testimony was that an individual turned to ash, which reminds me the one we found in the other crime scene. Everything else is this place was hit by a bomb and fire, and then there was candy moving about, so it is very difficult to find anything.
Okay.
Mostly because everything is falling to pieces.
So I'm just going to thank him for his efforts. I am going to request a couple of that he focuses on a couple of bits. So I'm going to ask for him to run some tests on the ash found at the crime scene versus the ash found at the original crime scene to verify whether or not they're the same component makeup. I'm also going to ask him to still see whether or not he can find anything from the manager's office, which I was initially there to investigate, and just explain I didn't get an opportunity to pick anything up, so we need to collect everything from him, and also ask for a detailed report on the external of the building, not necessarily focusing on the blast, but saying that we believe there were a couple of people there who got there through reasons unknown. Can we try to identify other points of entry?
He will tell you immediately that they've already checked the camera footage and there's no one. It doesn't pick up anyone coming into the building from the outside in any way. And that is because in our session 0, Dagobert and Biros infiltrated the place without ever being caught on camera.
Yeah, I'm more going to try and get him to look at sort of like window access and bits and pieces like that. Are there potentially any points of access that could have been used?
We'll need to look at photos of the site before the explosion, as many of the places have broken now, and it's very difficult to check where exactly anyone could have come in. And we would need someone from Mortar Corp to help. Guess well, normally we would ask the manager or someone from the factory, but most of them are dead.
Okay, we can ask Detective Rotnar and his team to support with that. That's fine.
We'll do. I'll add it to my notes, and I'll check the. I have already collected a sample of the ash and collected it. We're still moving through some of the rubble to get to the manager's office. There seem to have been some debris fallen from the ceiling near the area, and it's blocking access a bit.
Okay, I have complete faith in you, so I'm sure that you'll figure it out. Unfortunately, I'm being taken into protective custody, so I'll try to get back to help tomorrow, but I don't know if I'll be able to.
He looks kind of happy when you say have like complete confidence in him, and says, "Oh, well, thank you, and I'm glad you're all right."
I'm okay. Bit bruised and battered, but I'm okay.
He gives you a smile. It looks kind of awkward, but he just smiles and nods, and then turns and goes back to work. Errol, is there anything you want to do?
While they're having that conversation, I'm just kind of scanning the people around and
make an investigation check or a perception check if you like.
10.
10. You scan about the area. You see a lot of people gawking, as always, and a lot of police officers. You know, some are talking. There's a couple just staring out. There's a police officer in the corner who's just literally just staring at the building, at like the entrance and everybody working. And that's about it.
Wait, there's a guy just staring?
A police officer. He's just staring at everyone working. Most of the uniformed police officers are kind of surrounding the building, either talking amongst themselves or dealing with the crowds, or, you know, waiting for their turn to do something. This one seems to be doing more or less the same, just standing there but looking straight at where people are working.
Do I recognize it?
Make an insight check.
That was better. 20.
You've never seen this guy before. And he is standing perfectly still. Like not even moving, like from one foot to the other, like someone is waiting. He is just standing stock still. You actually, from what I noticed, as if you hadn't already clocked him a bit and were at least as suspicious as you normally are, he would likely just have faded up as someone in the background.
Take a picture of him and send it through to the captain and say, "Who's this?"
Do you really want me to tell you the name of every uniform on the force? Why are you sending me this, Errol?
He's acting suspiciously. I just go over and talk to him. I don't respond to her.
I mean, you can send people photos, but you usually have to explain why.
I just say suspicious and then walk over to talk to him.
You go up to him and he is just looking aside. It is the plainest person you've ever seen. It says, "Detective."
What are you looking at?
Just waiting for them to be done.
Oh, been a long day.
Very long. This is not my usual beat, but they pulled everyone here.
Did anybody mention yet where the blast came from? Where the device would have been?
No idea, sir.
Okay, carry on.
Will do.
I walk away, but I look over my shoulder and just like.
Are you suspicious in any way?
Yeah, he's.
Make an insight check.
11. 14.
14. He seems legit. Seems it's just another uniformed police officer who was pulled in to help with the crowds and everything. He says different beat. This is not his usual thing.
Okay. I wander around and see if I can find someone who does know where the device is, if they found it, or if they've worked out the direction of the blast, and if I can then go see if I can find.
You go and speak to Valderies, who's the other medical examiner, who's seems to be in this case particular kind of coordinating some of the efforts. That's not very usual. Usually you have like a crime scene division that they handle these things. For some reason, they pulled this guy in and is handling the leadership position. And he goes, "Detective, hello."
Hi. Yeah, I know you spoke to the doctor a moment ago.
Yes.
Do you know? Have you found the device, the explosive device? Yeah.
There are several explosive devices. We are still going through some of the rubble, but we have found that we're placed in almost every entrance or exit to the building. and some access points. We suspect they were placed to cause as much damage as possible, while it's at the same time limiting the entrance and exit options. They were incendiary devices, so that explains some of the fire that in some places some were put near parts of the factory where would catch fire most effectively. They were placed to cause as much damage as possible, while of course again limiting exit options. And if I may confirm my personal opinion, though this is not, of course, not going to go into my personal report. I can only report on facts, but my personal opinion is that they were put there to cause as much distraction as possible, so the culprit could go about their business without interference.
Agreed. In your opinion, what
yes?
kind of a device would be thrown into a vat in order to change or to change whatever was inside of it?
I don't have much experience in this area, but in my professional opinion, that would be a something involving a filament module or some form of filament cartridge and or spell in that would trigger upon contact with another environment. Though I can safely tell you that we have not found anything we did not find anything in any of the vats. Nothing that would be that would correspond with such a device.
Interesting. Thank you. Thank you. Where did the doctor go?
I would say RaQui is just looking around a bit.
I go to find her and I just catch up with her. I check my phone to see if the captain responded or just ignored me.
She literally responded, "Why are you sending me this?"
I sent back suspicious, that was all.
That's suspicious of what? Errol, it says it straight up, if you do not answer me with more than one word, I'm going to make you go to therapy.
Because I can find the doctor now, I just respond with, probably being paranoid. He was just standing absolutely stock still, staring at the entrance.
Okay, you need more than a photo. Give me his badge number and I can tell you.
This is Errol. He probably did look at the badge number when he went to speak to him.
Yeah, you have a number from the badge.
I send that too. I just say he did say he wasn't a local beat.
As well, yeah, we had to pull some from other beats. Mostly nearby though, but let me check. And immediately you get a message about 30 seconds later. Errol, the officer to whom this badge belonged has been dead for 2 years.
I turn around to see if he's still there.
He's not there.
I immediately respond again, eyes off of him. I'll see if I can locate. I've just spoken to him.
It says, I'm advising every unit there to keep an eye out.
I get RaQui up to speed and just say, I shouldn't keep you here. I should get you to the safe house.
Okay. Do you both go to the safe house now?
Yeah, I respond to the captain again and say, I'm getting the doctor out of here.
Get yourself out of there too.
Yeah. I'd tell her to get back in I check my car over like a paranoid crazy man.
Make an investigation
Before
check.
we get in it. I don't want it to blow up. Okay, fine. 15.
You check it over to your heart's content. The car is clean.
I mean, it's very clean on the inside too.
Make an investigation check.
No one's touched anything in it. I know where everything is. That was terrible. 11.
Places as you left it. And the fact there were a couple of uniforms nearby keeping an eye out, you're sure that it's fairly clean.
I if she doesn't come with me, I just pull her. She's getting in the car and we're going.
I would say, is RaQui as paranoid as Errol?
Yeah, probably. Especially considering he's just told me there was some weird dude stood there that's been dead for 2 years. Like, I'm now super paranoid because there's clearly people here that shouldn't be here.
Okay, then I'll allow Errol to make those rolls again with advantage, because I'm going to assume that RaQui is going to help look shit over.
Oh, that was
I can't hear you.
muted myself. I rolled 19, so that's 22.
Okay.
No, that's worse. That was a 3 on the dice.
Okay.
So whatever that second one was stays.
Inside everything's fine. Outside you find an explosive under the hood.
I fucking knew it. I look at the 2 officers near my car and I'm like, the fuck?
Sorry, sir, what?
I find whoever's dealing with the explosives here and like tell them to fix it.
Yeah, well, there are some folks, part of the police, or part of the people who are still checking for explosives. Some come out and go and check under your car and say, sir, I would recommend you take another vehicle, because yeah, take another vehicle.
How did it even get there? We walked away for like, nope, we're going. Come on.
There are several like patrol cars there. You can take any of them.
Like a commandeer a patrol car, and I also check this out, and then I leave.
Make another pair of investigation checks with advantage.
I'm so glad they're all paranoid shit. 17, 15, 20. Plus 3
Okay.
investigation.
Nothing. Everything's clear on this one.
We go.
This one is clear. You're safe. You get in the patrol car and drive away.
The whole time.
Do you do
I'm
anything on the
muttering to
way?
myself. Just muttering to myself, like, the fuck have I gotten myself into? This is absolutely crazy.
RaQui's going to be checking out in the mirrors and behind us.
Make
to
a
see
perception
whether or
check.
not
Yes, that.
God. 16.
You look behind you, going around. Let me make a quick roll. You're looking behind you, checking everything, keeping an eye. You're literally like a bird. And nothing. You're not being followed, or you don't see anything suspicious at all behind you.
I would like to drive the most convoluted way to this safe house that I possibly can, in order to drop anything that might be following us.
Okay. Normally don't even make you roll, but I'm actually going to make you make a drive check for this.
I don't know what that is. What do I don't have it as a skill. So
Dexterity.
Oh, maybe I shouldn't be the one.
Because if you are
this.
literally taking the combo with it, that you're making swift turns around corners, going into alleys, that it requires some skill.
Okay, let's see how this goes. 9.
You make turns, you bump other people's cars, break the car's rear view mirrors as you're going through an alley, scratch the fuck out of this car, and instead, while you do make a bunch of turns and double back on your way, you drive so hazardously and so erratically that instead of making your car vanish, you've banged it up so much that it's drawing attention to it. But no one seems to be following you.
I'm going to get to a point and suggest that we... Nope, it's fine. Once I'm pretty sure that there's no one following us, and RaQui has told me to probably stop being a crazy person.
You've literally left pieces of this car behind.
I pull over for a minute and gather myself. I just talk myself out of this crazy state.
I think we should also...
You get it. There is a message on the radio. All units, be advised, someone seems to be driving a police vehicle, Unit 32, in a very erratic manner. Please, Unit 32, respond.
This is Unit 32 responding. Everything is fine.
And you get a moment that says, Errol, what the fuck? Go.
I'm going.
Go.
There was a bomb.
Come back to the HQ. We're going to put you on a transport. And I don't want you driving anywhere. Because now we have to pay for people's cars because you just bumped into them.
Go back to the HQ and get a...
This is coming out of your salary, by the way.
It's fine. I don't want to die today.
Jesus, Errol.
Not making any friends.
You all go back to police HQ. They load you up into an SUV. All four of you are going on the same one, and there are three more that kind of end up acting more like decoys and back up. And you are taken to a house in one of the residential districts of Boise. And it's a very nice house. One floor, about 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, a kitchen. And you are brought in. Rodnar and Palik are inside already, as is your husband, who is chatting amicably with them. And he goes, hey, you're here.
I look like a frazzled, nervous wreck.
He says, honey, you've had better days.
Yeah, I have had much better days.
Can you describe Errol's husband?
Corin is he's a Triton. So he has, let me find my notes on him. He's got kind of mint green skin. He has really short cropped, slightly longer on the top, normally sort of swept back, but depends on his state of crazy at the time. Just pure white hair. He's got very bright green eyes. He's like average height. Compared to Errol, that's still pretty small. Probably very well dressed and much less crazy than Errol. Calm, kind of collected, his own brand of crazy.
Yeah, he comes to you, gives you a hug and a kiss, goes, okay, your friends here have not exactly been very forthcoming on information, so I'm hoping you fill in some of the gaps. He turns to look at all of you and says, oh, hi, I'm Corin. Pleasure to meet you. Can we have a quick chat, Errol?
I look at everybody and I'm just like, this day's just getting worse, and I just go with him.
I'm going to say hi, and then I'm going to the kitchen.
You notice the kitchen is fully stocked. The detective front goes, okay, for the rest of you, there are rooms for you. You'll notice the door's going to be locked. There are bars on the windows, though we do have our own ways for emergency getaway if we need to. But for the most part, this place is to keep you safe. So don't go out, or if you need to, come to one of us, and we will help you do whatever else you need. The kitchen is fully stocked, and we have people in place who will keep it that way. So if you again need anything, you should have anything you need.
I'm just going to say, detective, and ask Rotner if I can speak to him really quickly.
Of course. And he moves to another, to basically, you come in, is basically like the living room. There is a room, like a dining room with like a dining room table. He closes that and is there with you, says, yes, doctor.
So firstly, I'm going to ask if anybody was able to go to my hotel and pick up all my files.
Yes, they are in your room. We've put name tags on the doors.
Amazing. Is it possible to ask for a favor? For old reason, I need access to some information. So we need the blueprints for the Mordecor building, which should be public access, but we also need the blueprints for the mechanical composition of the mana regulator. Is this something you can try and get for us, please?
We've already received the request. We're going through the legal department to get that information from Mordecor.
Amazing.
It's a big corporation. It's going to take a bit.
That's okay. Thank you, Detective.
Of course. He opens the door back, goes back into the living room. There's basically like a couple of very like reinforced chairs where he and Polik are sitting in like a little table with him, basically playing cards. Says, we'll be here. Today we'll be here, both of us, for the full night. After that, there will be a rotating shift. But if you need anything, please let us know. Willow, there is a room with your name on it. Says it has your full name. Same for Dagobert. There is a room with your name on it. Inside is your backpack, and your weaver is in there. Though you find that your modules have been placed in a case next to the weaver, but the case has a combination lock. And it's a similar case for you, Willow. You find your weaver with your spell weaver on it, but your actual modules are separate from the device and kept in with a combination lock.
Well, that sucks, but that's fine. I don't need it right now because I'm going to go around and ask anyone if they're allergic to anything.
Is there anyone who's allergic to anything?
Nope.
Polly goes, miss, I'm lactose intolerant, no cheese for me.
That's fine. I'm going to go into the kitchen and I'm going to cook up a storm.
I'm going to have you make a...
Please don't.
Make a roll. Let's see what we can do. Let's make it straight up. Let me go real quick here.
Performance check.
Actually, that would be, let's say performance, but with dexterity. Actually, no, let's dexterity or intelligence. I'll allow for those.
I've got +1 for both of them.
You know what? No, well, not actual skill. What we'll do is roll an intelligence roll, but add your proficiency to it.
Okay. Okay. 14.
14. It's been a rough day. You're frazzled, but it's not your most majestic creations, but it's a damn good meal.
It's food. I'm working with, they're not like chef style stuff.
Now, and you don't have your tools. You have you're using other people's knives. It's not the same.
No. So it's all I could work with.
Yeah. But it is a damn good meal. But while you're cooking, Errol, you are taken to your room by Corn, who once again gives you a kiss, says, okay, now, what is going on?
The less you know, the better, but this is way above my pay grade. There's dead people turning up that aren't dead anymore. Someone just put a bomb in my car I'd walked away from it for like 15 minutes. I couldn't even get here. I had to.
Is this, honey, what the hell did you get yourself into?
I went to look at some graffiti. This isn't even my case, it's Rotnar's.
This is some graffiti, babe.
And then these two out there are shady. One of them knew the guy who blew that place up, and one of them is reckless, and I don't know, she's got a weird story too, but I don't think she knew the person, at least.
Okay, is there something you want me to do while we're here?
No, I just wanted you to be safe, and I needed to have my eyes on you.
Oh, that's sweet, baby. Have you told you that your paranoia is sweet?
I think my captain has a different opinion.
Well, she's not married to you, so it's my problem.
Look, if I hadn't have been paranoid, I'd probably been blown up in my car.
True. So, as they say, it's not paranoia if you're right.
That's true. And I'm sorry to have dragged you away. I'm sure you're busy.
My work can wait. This is more important, but I can't stay here forever.
You being alive is more important, so stay here until it's not.
Again, I can't stay here forever. And if anything, if I go back to the Foundation, there's no safer place than the Foundation.
Yeah, call my mother. I'm sure she'll look after you at least.
If you and her actually talked for once, she may look after you too. But you know what? I'm not going to go into you and your problems with your mother. Gods know I have enough of that in a year. So
Let's just not. I don't know. I just felt like you'd be safer here than alone.
okay.
Maybe that's not true, but
Okay, I'm going to go. That smells delightful. So I'm going to go outside and eat something. We'll figure it out. Okay.
wait, you actually are going to eat? That's new too.
I mean, it smells great. I'll eat a bit.
I suppose you're not being distracted by whatever your latest project is, so.
And whose fault is that? Who pulled me away from my work?
Oh, it's like you get to be a human. Well, you get to be a person for a
I'm
change.
sorry. What?
I meant person. I'd said that as if all of us were humans.
Wow.
And clearly none of us. It's been a day. It's been a day. I can't
Wow. Wow.
even. I'm the least human of the two of us, so that's saying something.
Errol.
I just keep digging myself. He just keeps rambling.
Yeah, he is. I'm gonna let it slide, but we're gonna have a chat about this. Don't even think we're not.
He's still going, even when Corin walks away. He just sits on the bed and he's like, "What is happening to me today?"
He goes out and sits down to eat. Actually comes to the kitchen and says, "Oh, can I help you with anything? Need me to help in setting plates or anything?"
Yes. Plates, table. I will bring this in and everyone can serve themselves.
He starts looking and finds like mantles and everything, starts setting up the table and puts the table down for everyone.
Yeah.
And glasses, everything for people to drink.
Yep.
What is RaQui doing while all of this is going on and Errol is just being Errol?
So RaQui has gone to her room to go through all of her files, and she started sifting through them and is starting to pin stuff up on the wall in true examiner mode. She's just gonna go and like grab a small plate of food and then go back to her room and carry on sifting through paperwork and start putting files and stuff together.
Okay. The food is delightful. It is quite good compared to some of, considering that RaQui travels a lot and is often just grabbing things on the go. It is a nice home cooked meal that it fills your heart with warmth just a bit. Errol doesn't eat anything because he thinks it's poisoned. Dagobert, what are you doing in your room while all this is going on?
Dagobert's working out what the combination for the packages is.
I will allow you to make either a sleight of hand or if you have you do have your infiltration tools. They were kind of left in the backpack. Now they were not confiscated because you're not a suspect, and there is no they are really not evidence of anything. You just had them. They're shady as shit, but they're there. So you do like a thief's tool check. So dexterity and your proficiency.
Okay. $19.
You go over it and kind of put some of the sensors on it, some of the stuff, you have little like controls on it, and you basically start doing the safe thing of like moving the dials until you hear like click. But as you slide the different discs around, you start looking for the point where you have a little hit. And essentially tells you, but it's kind of keep cracking it as you move it, and then eventually you get the full combination, and click, it opens.
I memorize the combination and just lock it up again.
You put the thing away, and the thing is locked. Nothing to see here.
And then I get out my calligraphy tools and just start taking notes on what's happened today. Ready to write my
your article,
expose.
You put down every what details do you include? Which details do you not include?
I include all the details except for how I got contacted in the first place, and I embellish a bit on the fact that I thought he was going to give me a lead when I got in there.
Basically, you're setting up history.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you go outside then to eat with everyone else, or?
Yep.
Again, the food is delightful. You're at one moment, except RaQui, you are all sitting at the kitchen at the table. Rodnar and Polik are outside in their own little, let's say, customized chairs because they are big blokes, and they're going, "That is delicious."
Good. Glad to hear. There's plenty of it if you need any seconds or thirds.
For the rest of you, you are the three of you and Corin sat at the table. Does anyone say anything? Corin actually goes, "Do you have the recipe for this? I don't usually cook. I really don't cook. I don't have time for it. But let's just say I'm working some things that can cook for me, and it needs some recipes because it doesn't have any. And I need to be able to make more than an omelet."
I can give you some recipes.
That will be very helpful. And I can give you a consultant's fee for it.
Okay, sure. Yes, I can do that. I did run a restaurant for a while, so yeah, there's some things that I can give you.
Also, you're a chef.
Yeah, well, ex-chef, I kind of help people in need now.
Oh, that's so sweet.
So yes, I do a lot of cooking still, and I give it to those who need it.
Don't you also have like an online thing where you actually sell food? Like an online catering thing?
Oh yeah, I also have that as well, which I will mention that as well, that I do some online work, because that gets the funds in so that I can actually then...
Okay. Wait. What's the name of your business? Because we never actually discussed that.
Well, so the online business is Soul's Delight.
And she goes like, wait. And what's your name?
Will
what?
Will Soul.
Like, oh my God, you're the owner of Soul's Delight?
Yes.
I've been one of those things where you kind of wish people were you were in another country, because I've had colleagues just go crazy, like colleagues from Fellow go crazy about your stuff, and I really want some. Well, technically, I'm having some, so.
That's sweet. That was unexpected. But sweet.
Errol's like half smiling to himself the whole time that this conversation is going on, but he's not interacting.
So what exactly is it that you do?
I'm a researcher at the Milieu Foundation, so filament modules, technology, that's my thing every day.
Oh, so did you work on the frostbite module and the freshener ones, 5 bits?
Same department, but not me. My work is more on the experimental stuff, like trying to get the technology a bit further, doing more things for, and also find ways to take some of our more complex modules to not take up, 3-4 slots, but, condensate them in a single one. Technology is still very experimental, but that's kind of where I'm focused.
That's good. That's good.
He's a genius.
Really, really useful.
Oh,
I'm sure
you only say that because I'm married to you, honey.
No, I knew that before I married you.
Oh, that's so sweet. He does give you a look like...
Also never understand anything.
He actually gives you a look like you're gaining points, buddy, but... What does Dagobert... Is Dagobert just watching this happen?
His ears perk up a bit when he hears what he does for a living. Then he realizes that there's a cop sat right next to him, so he just continues eating.
And the rest of you, what do you, as apparently now you know what I do, what do the rest of you do? Detective, and I don't know what.
I'm a investigative journalist.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. And different.
Yeah. It's didn't expect me to lead me to this sort of thing, though. First time I've been in protective custody.
Same.
So
I think we can all agree. I can agree it's the same for me too as well. So it's a new experience for all of us. Can't say it wasn't exactly pleasant, but food's good.
We can all suffer together. But hey, we're not dead.
That is true.
I'm going to just be nice, everyone, and I go to check on the doctor.
Sweetheart, I'm always nice.
That's not you I was worried about.
I want... will you catch that with your passive perception immediately? And Dagobert, since you are keeping an eye and ear out for things already, I will allow you to make a perception check.
$18.
You also catch that.
I just look over to Will and just like, he seems a bit paranoid.
excuse my husband. He's been through a few things lately, and it's left him a bit rattled. But he means well.
Sure he does. I think he... I don't know. Maybe thinks we're suspects, but I don't know why.
I think it comes with the work. I'm not sure. I mean, he did have me followed and looked into my background before we started dating, but that's another story. I thought it was sweet.
I think we're going to be here for a while, so you tell the story.
He starts telling the story how they met. Like, he was giving a presentation. Errol was watching. They kind of hit it off after that, but there was some point of illegal use of police resources to, follow out and see if the person was shady or not. He said it was sweet, bit weird, but sweet.
Wow, didn't think that could be used by cops. That's very crooked in a way.
Again, that's why I say it was sweet.
Dagobert sat there, pulls out some calligraphy paper,
Makes
starts
notes.
making a few notes.
I go to check to see that RaQui is eating, because I'm used to the crazy genius not eating.
RaQui is eating while at the same time turning their entire room into a mystery board.
Yeah, this is more my thing though too, so I give it the same look over. Can be crazy people together.
You're looking around. It's comprehensive, but it does go back into other cases that you had no idea
I don't have any part.
of. And some that take, from you can see, are from entirely different countries.
Do I make any random observation?
Make an
connections?
investigation check.
Why not? Why not? Let's do it. So that is a 16 plus 3. So
You look
19.
over, and the one common element in every case is that there was a pile of ash, almost shaped like a person, it's an outline of ash in every single case.
So this is the. What did she tell us what it was? The captain?
The captain did not say the name, nor did RaQui.
This is that organization you were talking about, right?
Yes, I've been trying to track them for a long time now.
Vested interest or just professional curiosity?
A bit of both. There have been some difficult cases, very difficult cases I've had to deal with in the past that just never made sense. I can't not see something to the finish. All of my cases I've been able to solve, apart from these and one other. And they've stuck with me since I first came across them. I've been trying to put this together. Maybe this time I'll be able to figure it out. But you can see here, I've been working on this for a while and I haven't been able to put it together yet.
They said they didn't find the device he threw into that vat. If we could work out why he was taking the mana regulator, that's a lead. That's something that isn't nothing.
Yeah. So I spoke to Detective Rotner and I spoke to Volderies whilst we were at the crime scene as well. We need to get the mechanical composition of the mana regulator. Volderies has been able to find the casing, but we have no idea what was in the casing and what was taken out. So until we get that mechanical composition, but it's Mordecor, they're such a big company. I mean, we may never get our hands on that.
I mean, Corin might know something, but I don't really want him involved in this. Sounds like a tech thing.
Yeah, it's a tech thing. And I mean, if you know somebody that can help, why wouldn't you?
Because look where we are, and he's already here because...
Exactly. He's already here.
Okay, I'll just... You know what? I'm already a crazy person. Why not? Let's just follow this. Nice to know that I'm not the only crazy person here, though, because you're in here doing this instead of out there having dinner.
I mean, I'm still eating, and I'm not the person that trashed a car getting us here.
I just walk out. I just walk back out.
As you're walking out, RaQui, as Errol is finishing up what he's saying, from the window that's behind you, you see a red dot appear on his chest and it's starting to go up.
Can I run at him and rugby tackle him?
Yes, so making you see RaQui tackles you immediately.
This is going to go so wrong.
Make an opposed athletics check, because I'm assuming Errol's not going to let himself be tackled just because.
No, that's weird.
This is going to go wrong. 11.
18.
She just jumps at you and like tries to tackle you, get pushed back, but nothing. Like she doesn't manage to move you.
I'm going to shout, get down, get down.
For the record, you should do that before you tackle and convey your intent. Just
Do I
say.
have time before I get shot? I mean, I'll duck.
Okay,
It's gonna be a dex. It's gonna be a dex thing. I'm gonna get shot.
okay, Errol, you take 8 points of force damage.
Oh, down.
And RaQui, you take 4 points of force damage. As these two beams of pure purple energy just crack through the window, impact one on Errol and one on you. Errol goes down.
Yeah, I didn't heal, so I have 8 hit points left.
Oh no, I told you, you all got patched up. You all healed to the max.
Oh, I didn't think I'd actually stopped to do that. I thought I was still running around.
I said everyone who got patched up. You would have been patched up before letting you do anything.
Raki's just going to start screaming at the top of her lungs.
Okay, I have 3 hit points.
As as outside you hear the shouts, where you are dining, you begin to hear the sounds of engines outside. Like, it will sound like bikes. And I need Dagobert and Will to make dexterity saving throws.
Oh, lovely.
I'm going to roll for Corin, and Corin has not rolled well. Now going for Rodnar and Pauline.
Jesus.
I got 22.
I got 13.
13. Okay. You both hear the sound of almost like something charging. Like zzz, and for you immediately see, you all see like a point on the wall almost begin to smolder. So you and Dagobert Duck just hit the floor immediately. And then after that, the window explodes. Corin doesn't get away as quickly. and takes 3 points of slashing damage from the glass and just then falls to the ground, shouting, "What's going on?" The cops, on the other hand, heard the thing. Fire starts being shot inside. They topple the table they were using to play, move to a couch, like topple, get on the cover, and I need everyone to roll initiative.
Jesus. Oh, great. Where were you a minute ago?
I'll call you out so you can tell me your initiative when I can. Errol.
Natural 20, but 19.
Okay. Will.
Fantastic 6.
RaQui.
Also a natural 20 that stays 20.
It was that
Dagobert.
I go to.
14.
Okay, I'm going to roll for Rodnar. That is a 12 that turns into a 10.
These
League.
officers are not fast.
League has a 5. Corin has an 8. You hear this, and the door bursts in, and you see come through a human in like jeans and a leather jacket with spikes, tattoos on one side of his face, and a giant mohawk with what looks like a Kriskar shotgun. And that is where we're going to leave our session for tonight.
Jesus.
And that is it for episode 2, Blue Line.
Not okay.
Join us next week where we'll find out what's going on in this safe house.
Nothing safe.
It's a house, and it was safe for a bit.
I have words for the captain.
We'll see.
Your safe house is shit.
I mean, it was not her who drew a whole lot of attention to the
Crush
right.
it down the street.
I didn't get here. I pulled over.
Uh-huh. Somehow, someone got followed. With that, we'll be back next week at 6 p.m. BST, same hour. Before we go, though, if anyone on chat has any questions about the setting of the technology, hit me up. If no one has any questions, we'll just leave it here and go away for the night. I give a couple of minutes, see if anyone pops in with a question. And I'm going to guess there's none. So, well, yeah, that's then going to be it. So, thanks everyone for watching. Thanks for joining us. Hope you had a good time. And we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Pray for us.
Thanks